It's time to get some Jets fans mad at me.
No huddle, Wilson end zone, caught, touchdown, Elijah Moore.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button on the video. It really helps the channel out. If you like this video, share it with as many people as you can. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever new videos go live. Guys, a quick piece of announcements before we get into today's videos, before you get mad at me and start screaming in the comment section. If you don't know, I am a writing contributor for the Jets Joint. It is a Stadium Rant website. I did just drop my 53-man roster prediction on the website there, so go keep an eye out and go read over there. Jeremy from Jets Chaos is also a writer over there, and Jets Fan United, you see him in all of the live streams around. He's actually the managing editor, so a lot of Jets fans and a lot of familiar names that you might be you might know are over there and writing. And if you're watching this video before the last preseason game for the Giants, head over to the Buffalo Jets fan channel after the game for a live stream of myself, Buffalo Jet Fan, and Jets Chaos. We're all going to be doing a live stream on Buffalo Jets Fan's channel immediately after the game, so you get our raw, unfiltered, no time to think about it, reaction to the game and what we expect. So drop all your questions, comments, concerns, whatever, over there. I'm excited to see you guys over there, but let's talk about three players that Jets fans I'm hearing on the Twitter sphere, I'm seeing it in the live streams, people are bringing it up, but three players that have no business being on this 53-man roster, and it's this same old Jets mentality that that fans are having about certain players, and they don't realize or don't understand that we are a good football team now. We have good football players, and we do not need to keep bums on the team any longer because we have good, solid players. We don't need to carry any more of these guys at all. So let's get some of you all mad at me. Number one, I'm going to go is Tanzel Smart. Now, a lot of you might be saying, who's trying to keep Tanzel Smart? Guys, it's happened. After week one and the performance that he put up against the Eagles, which was impressive, right, on 37 total snaps that he took. He had 5 total pressures against the quarterback. Those 5 pressures broke down into 2 sacks, 1 hit, and 2 hurries. It was an impressive game, even though it was against Eagles backups, Eagles players. The Eagles are a relatively good team, so you would expect their backups to be a higher quality. And then, so you see a lot of people start talking about it. Oh my gosh, Tanzel Smart, is he good enough for us to be able to cut Sheldon Rankins and Nathan Shepard? And then I was like, no, he's not. He's playing against backups. If he wasn't bowling out against backups like that, I'd have a problem with that. But he's playing against third and fourth string guys that don't start in the NFL at all, people who are going to get cut and go to the CFL. And then he goes up against the Falcons. Now, I think everybody can agree. I think Falcons fans can even agree that the Falcons right now are in total rebuild mode. They are devoid of talent at almost every position, not named Kyle Pitts. Drake London is hurt, so I believe in Drake London, but I'm going to say, hey, he's hurt there. They're devoid of talent up and down the roster. There is a good to fair chance that there are players that are going to be starting on the Falcons that were playing in the CFL last year, kind of a thing. This is not a good team, and their depth, their third and fourth round guys should objectively be worse than third and fourth round players that the Eagles have. The Eagles are a playoff team. They are a relatively good team. They're trading assets and moving up in the draft to get good guys. They went and got A.J. Brown. They believe in the system and what they have there in Philly. And Tanzel Smart, on even more snaps against a worse team, did almost nothing. He had 1 hurry. And it's just one of those things, I'm not expecting you to get a sack every game. That's just unrealistic and certain things like that. But it's about how he just looked bad against the Falcons. And I get it. Arthur Smith was trying so hard in the preseason, calling really complex play designs, and he was just trying way too hard. But ultimately, Tanzel Smart does not have a spot on this roster. When you look at guys like Quinnen Williams, who after the comments that he made, and he's trying to get into shape to be able to take 100% of the snaps. And I'm a Solomon Thomas guy. I believe in Solomon Thomas. Like, the real thing is can Tanzel Smart beat out Nathan Shepard or Sheldon Rankins? And I don't think he can. And that's saying something, because I don't want Sheldon Rankins or Nathan Shepard on this football team at all. I would love to be able to replace them with something, and we just don't have that something yet. I think Michael Clemens might be able to be one of those guys if we're trying to truly move him onto the inside. But Tanzel Smart has no business being on this team, and he shouldn't make the 53-man roster at all. Next guy, and this is going to get a lot of you guys upset with me, but I don't care, and that's Donavan BAM Knight. Donavan BAM Knight is not a player that I want to lose. Let me start by saying that. I don't want to lose him. If we can stash him on the practice squad, I'm totally happy. And if we can protect him on the practice squad so that people can't take him away, I'm cool with that too. But ultimately, if we cut Bam and he goes to another team, I'm not worried about it. Bam is coming in to be, what, the third running back? And I just don't think he's better than some of the other running backs that we have. I don't think he's better than Tevin Coleman. I don't think that he's better than Ty Johnson. Donavan Knight, like, in week one, the week where everyone was like, oh my gosh, go get this guy, because he had like a punt return, is on 6 carries, went for 13 yards. On 6 carries, he went for 13 yards, and he fell forward for a touchdown. Guys, that's not good yardage. Like, at all. That's 2 yards a carry. Like, you got to see more, especially in this system. And my thing is like, Tevin Coleman's familiar with this system, and he's got that old age, and obviously, and like, we've got that injury concern, but he's familiar with the system, and he's been in the system for a long time. I like Ty Johnson, and I think that when he has the ball in space, the guy is dynamic. If he can just fix the pass dropping situation, like the dropping of the balls, I would love to have Ty Johnson be the third running back. I don't know why people are so off on him. LaMichael Pirine showed up in the Eagles game on 10 carries for 51 yards. Like, that's what you want to see. Like, that's 5 yards a carry. Like, it's what you want to see from your running backs. And so let's continue on with the Donavan BAM Knight into week 2 on 5 carries for 9 yards. It's even less yards per attempt at 1.8 yards per attempt versus the 2.2 in week 1. And again, you look at it and you're just like, it's just not good. LaMichael Pirine on 2 carries went for 10 yards, again averaging 5 yards a carry. Tevin Coleman brings that, like, what, on 2. It's just, I don't see the BAM Knight hype. I don't understand it. Everyone's talking about, oh, but what about the special teams? Like, I don't think you guys understand, right? Like, we have a Pro Bowl special teams returner. Why would Donavan Knight ever return kicks? Ever. If we have Braxton Berrios. If we paid him to be the return man. It doesn't make sense in my mind. And then the other thing is, and a lot of people don't remember this, but like, they were working out Elijah Moore as a punt returner, as like the backup punt returner. And I would give it to Elijah Moore. He's dynamic and he's explosive and he can cut so well and he's quick and fast. Like, yeah, if Braxton Berrios, our Pro Bowl punt returner, goes down, am I going to replace him with Donavan BAM Knight, who doesn't really bring anything to the run game? He's literally just being brought in to be a special teams guy? Or am I going to put him our number 1 wide receiver, a guy who's dynamic and shifty? And like, it just doesn't make sense for me why Donavan BAM Knight should be running back 3 on this roster, especially when you've got guys like Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, and LaMichael Pirine, who in my eyes are all above BAM Knight in the sense of ability and production that we've seen in the preseason. And last but not least, and this one's going to get a lot of people upset, is Lawrence Cager has no business being on this roster. I think the Jets carry 3 tight ends. That's depending on how you consider Nick Bawden. I consider Nick Bawden a fullback, so I go 3 running backs, 1 fullback, 3 tight ends. And a lot of people are like, Lawrence Cager, you should bring him in. You should keep him. He can be tight end 4 and wide receiver 6. And I'm like, Lawrence Cager can't be wide receiver 6. He's not the 6th best wide receiver on this team. Irv Charles not Kashawn Abram, but like Irv Charles. If we keep Denzel Mims, I'd rather just keep Denzel Mims and Jeff Smith, obviously. But like Rashad Davis, like Trevon Wesco even, Calvin Jackson Jr., like those are all receivers that I would keep over Lawrence Cager. At tight end, like I said, Wesco is a much better blocker than Lawrence Cager is. Kenny Aboa, I'm more excited about, in the possibility of the future and what he can bring. Nick Bawden is an elite fullback, so like even if he's a below average pass catcher and a below average tight end, as your fourth tight end, I want you in on running downs. I want him doing plays like he did against Tampa. Lawrence Cager, and everyone brings up the Atlanta Falcons game, right, where it was just like, 3 receptions for 65 yards and a touchdown. 2 of those catches were in the middle of the open field on blown coverages by Atlanta, where he's fast, right? We all know that Lawrence Cager is fast, where he just ran for like 20 yards before he got caught. It's not like these are they weren't well-run routes. They weren't like, oh my gosh, great plays. He was wide open, and the quarterback just hit him in space. Like, that's it. It wasn't anything special. And again, he's doing this against CFL players on a bad team. Who's the third or fourth string Atlanta defensive backs that you're going to sit here and say that, oh man, Lawrence Cager did a thing. Like, I don't look at Lawrence Cager as a guy who should ever make this team. If you want to keep him on the practice squad to make yourself feel good, do it, right? But Lawrence Cager has no business being on this football team. He's not good enough at being a tight end, and he's not good enough at being a wide receiver to be either one of those positions. He's not a good blocker at all. I don't want to see him blocking ever. And so it's one of those things where I look at it and I go, this hype and this excitement and this whatever around Lawrence Cager doesn't make sense. People are just looking at the stats and not taking the context into consideration. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that either one of these players, either one of these 3 players have a business being on this football team? I don't think either of them do. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset with me saying that. But if you do think that one of these guys should be on the roster, why? Why do they deserve a spot over any of the other guys that I've mentioned or any of the other guys that I haven't mentioned on this team? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.